I have gone over all the offensive positions for the 2026 NFL draft, and it is about time to tackle the defense. And tackle I will, because I'm going to give you my top 10 defensive tackles in this video. Stick around until the end because I always go over my honorable mentions at the end. But without further ado, let's get this sucker started. With number 10, Dominic Orange out of Iowa State. He's 6'4", 335 pounds. Currently have an early day 3 projection on him. He's a former 4-star recruit from the 2022 recruiting class. He was a part of the rotation his freshman year, and then he has seen that role expand. He had 5 starts in 2023 and then 7 starts last year. He's got a thick, wide-bodied frame. He's a thick boy. Like, he's got big boy strength. He could not just manhandle, but ragdoll offensive linemen. But despite his size, yes, he's played quite a bit of nose tackle. He had 175 snaps in or around the A-gap last year, but he played a lot at 3 tech. Like, he's been kind of versatile for the Cyclones, but firmly, I do believe he's more of a nose tackle where he can walk the center back into the lap of the quarterback. Big boy strength, stout anchor. You don't move him, he moves you. Very patient versus the run. He can stack and shed relatively quickly to just kind of crash in on rush lanes. And speaking of crashing, if you run a lot of stunts, he's kind of an ideal crasher just because of his size and just his power. He can clear the way for the loop-in defender. He can sniff out screens and swings relatively quickly. Like, he made some plays on pass catchers in the backfield just because he was able to recognize, oh, what's going on here, and can go and make a play. And even if he doesn't make that play, hopefully he's got some fellow friendly flanking defenders to come and clean it up, because he may move well. It's 6'4", 335 pounds, but still, he's a big boy. It's not like he's got crazy lateral quicks. He just moves well for his size. And that's where, like specifically, you'll see like the pass rush win rate, 12.4%. Pretty darn good when you look at true pass rush win rate, and basically that strips away any influence the run game can have on the passing game. So it takes out RPOs and play action, and it kind of simulates actual one-on-one, are you winning against the other guy? And that's actually where his win rate goes down. So with him, a lot of basically his pass rush is built around his power and his strength, and not really so much on moves and strategy and such. So he could definitely develop a better pass rush game plan. And if you're dealing with more experienced offensive linemen, they can play around his power. They certainly can. And that could be the case in the NFL. Pressure rate does dip off in one-on-one situations. He can hold double teams, but he needs to find better ways of defeating them. Never felt like he was splitting double teams consistently. He can overshoot and get too deep into the backfield, leaving lanes open for ball carriers. But there's a lot to like in terms of him as an athlete. He will be 22 by the time he begins his rookie year. So we're talking about a relatively young prospect here in Orange. By the way, what a great last name, Orange. I don't even think there's orange on the... Well, I guess Iowa State, their yellow's kind of orange-ish. Nonetheless, let's get to number 9 before I get too off track with Lee Hunter out of Texas Tech. He's 6'4", 325 pounds. So we got back-to-back big boys here. And I currently have an early day 3 projection, which some people might be surprised at. I myself was, because I was thinking, oh man, I love his analytics. I can't wait to dive into the tape. I'm hoping he'll be like a top 50 prospect. This is a guy going from like Central Florida, which, okay, he's still playing in the Big 12, but still now going to Texas Tech, which, I mean, I guess it's hard to say what the Red Raiders, with how they utilize the transfer portal, I think should be in the playoff hunt. But I'm not doing college predictions here quite yet. That'll come in like another month, but I'm just saying he's going to a school that I think will compete. But he was formerly like a 4-star recruit. He ended up going to Auburn, where he redshirted and decided to transfer after the Gus Bus went to Central Florida after he was fired at Auburn. So he was like, oh, I'm just going to follow the guy that recruited me. And he was mainly a reserve his first year for the Knights in 2022, but he has been a full-time starter the last 2 years for Central Florida. He was a second team All Big 12 last year. Now he's over here at Texas Tech, and he's going to be 24 by the time his rookie year. So older prospect, but listen, there's actually a few other guys in here that are going to be 24 at the beginning of their rookie year. So again, that's not like the end all be all, right? It's fine. It's fine. But mammoth frame, love the thickness, solid athlete. Like the bend for a man his size was impressive. He was functioning as the looper in stunts at 325 pounds. So I like that quite a bit. The closing speed's pretty good for his size. Definitely better in a straight line than where I've seen him, like, reportedly this guy's gonna run in like the 5'3", 5'4". I was like, I think this guy's closer to 5'10". Like, I wouldn't be shocked. Okay, that's not true. If you run sub 5, that's kind of nuts. But his closing speed is like that on tape. It's kind of crazy how he can close the ground. But he can quickly stack and shed in the run game. He's one of the best run defenders in this class. He understands run concepts and just how to ruin them. He anticipates what lane the ball carrier wants to go to, and he can crash that immediately. The hands have some nice pop to him. He's got a good push-pull move, and he actually has one of the funnest spin moves that I wish I saw more of. But he's got a good spin move. He plays to and through the whistle, so you love guys with big motors. But why he does it, like, he could end up being a day 2 prospect for me with another strong year, because his true pass rush win rate this past year was 21.7. I think that's tied for second most among the guys that I watched. So, and I mean, his pass rush win rate of 10.6 is still hella good. But this is someone who, he's 6'4", so he can get a bit too upright and play with a bit taller pads, which takes away from his power when defenders are able to get leverage on him. There's not much in the pass rush toolbox. I was kind of expecting more given some of his numbers, but I'd like to see a little bit. I was expecting more power to his game. And this is someone with a lot of finesse moves. I was like, okay, that's interesting. Definitely interesting. He can create pop on contact, but doesn't necessarily consistently drive blockers backwards. And I was looking at it, and he only had like 1 sack last season, right? And I was looking at over the last 2 years, 2 sacks. So the sack potential isn't really high, especially considering he has like 12 quarterback hits over that time. So needs to do a better job of finishing once he gets in and around the quarterback, but definitely someone that I could see going much higher. I currently have him as a 2-gap in interior player, someone that's going to be very good against the run, which really skyrockets his, or at least gives his stock a good floor. I just want to see him expand that pass rush toolbox and maybe get more production, because the pressure's there. I want to see some of the sack production go up. But before I get to number 8, I got to give a shout out to our friends over at Underdog Fantasy. Thank you for sponsoring today's video. When you download the app and sign up using the promo code Broshmo, they will match your first deposit up to $100 dues. It is the best place to play my favorite, higher or lower on player stats. We're in the thick of things. Well, I say thick of things. We're like mid-season when it comes to MLB. So if you like baseball, you could get in on that, or shoot, football season is coming back around. It's not as far away as it once felt. I think we're like, 9, maybe 10 weeks out from the NFL season. So, hey, if you want to get in on some of the action that Underdog provides, and they have promos each and every day that you can take advantage of. So if you want to get in on that, take a gander, download the app, use the promo code Broshmo, and as always, play responsibly, and play within your means. At number 8, it's Rashawn Benny out of Michigan. He's 6'4", 296 pounds, former 4-star recruit out of the 2021 recruiting class. He played left tackle and defensive end in high school, and he's, for the most part, been a reserve his first 3 years at Michigan. And then last year was really, it was his coming out party, so to speak. He only had 2 starts, but he was very, very productive. 20 pressures, 2 sacks. He had a win rate of 8.6%. He was very good versus the run as well. Unfortunately, did break his fibia in the bowl game versus Alabama, so I don't know exactly the timeline when he will be ready. So that's kind of something that's going against him, but I believe we will see him at some point this season. I'm kind of hoping it's sometime during the first half, then the second half. But this is a dude that moves with a lot of twitch, quick twitch, and you're sub 300 pounds. You better have some twitch to you. He made plays toward the sideline. He disrupted screens and swings. He's got a quick swim move to defeat blockers immediately. He's a gap shooter. He has the bend to be a looper in stunts, and he knows how to get skinny and split double team. So having a way to be able to defeat double teams is kind of huge. It just is. His hands fire off the snap, and he plays with violence to just dictate engagement. He plays with good leverage, good leg drive, so there's a bit of a bull rush there. So there's a little being able to convert speed to power. He flows with the action on outside runs, hasn't missed a tackle in the last 2 seasons. Love to see it. Big motor, plays to and through the whistle. He was a team captain last year. Lot to like, but last season was the first year he did play over 300 snaps. He's coming off that broken fibia, so there's a couple of things now working against him. He's also another guy that will be 24 by the time of his rookie year. So there are a few of the things that are kind of out of his hands. Let's talk about now on the field, right? Because he is a little light in the pants, can be washed out of the run game. He's less effective the closer he is to the snap. So you're probably going to like him a bit more as a 3-tech penetrator. He does like to shoot gaps, and there will be times where he overcommits in the run game, opening up cut back lanes and opportunities for the ball carrier. But Benny was a fun player to watch, and I hope we see a much bigger increase in terms of his role, because there's a lot to like there, a lot to get you excited. At number 7, it's Aaron Graves out of Iowa. He's 6'4", 300 pounds. Currently have a 3rd round projection on him, much like Benny. And he was a former 4-star recruit from the 2022 recruiting class. He played on the offensive and defensive line in high school. He also played basketball, where he is the school's all-time leading scorer with over 1,300 points. He averaged 22 points and 9 rebounds per game his senior year. He also wrestled and finished 4th in the state as a heavyweight as a senior and a junior. He participated in track and field and holds the school record in the shot put, so he was kind of an all-star in high school. Mainly was a reserve in 2022. 2023 became a much bigger part of the rotation, where he cleared over 400 snaps. And then this year started all 13 games, won the team's Hustle Award, had 7 sacks. So the sack production is very good. And being a former wrestler, it just shows, man, with he's got very good hands, good body control, gets good leverage with hand placement. There's some pop there. The bull rush and the swim move are really nice with him. Nice pop at the point of attack, maintains good pad level throughout the rep. The hands have a bit of a suddenness and violence to them. Very loose and light on his feet to work laterally. Liked him better and better versus the run in the more games I watched. Early in the year, not that good against the run, which it's unfortunate, because I was like, oh, okay, I want to watch some of these bigger matchups, and a couple of them were at the beginning of the year, and I was like, I don't know about this guy. He kind of just feels like a DPR candidate, right? Designated pass rush only. Get him on the field on passing downs. But later in the season, I thought his run defense really came full circle and was much better. The first step can be a bit inconsistent, but he gets good penetration upfield without really having to compromise his gap or gap discipline. He's very sound in that regard. The motor is huge. He'll pursue ball carriers from sideline to sideline. He's got a ton of special teams experience. I think among the guys on the list, he has the most with 237. Love to see it. And this was on the field goal block and punt coverage units. He was also voted a team captain. Now, I did mention that the first step was inconsistent. It's adequate, right, for the position. He's not always going to be the most explosive player out there. I wouldn't mind him adding maybe a few more pass rush moves. Bull rushes do tend to peter out with him. You'll get a good initial push, but it not necessarily finish him. I don't want to say that might be a lower body strength thing where the leg drive's just maybe not necessarily that great after like the initial pop, but again, I'm just kind of like throwing stuff out there. He can hold his own versus double teams, but he struggles to do just more than that. So not consistently being able to defeat or split them. He is inconsistent when trying to tackle out in space. 16.7% missed tackle rate last year. Not terrible, but when you go to the film, it's like, oh, feels like there's more missed tackles on there than what's being listed. But all in all, like for me, he feels like just like this prototypical defensive tackle that can work regardless of scheme. So he's very scheme versatile in that regard, and he could probably wear quite a few hats for your defensive front. At number 6, it's Tim Keenan III out of Alabama. He's 6'2", 325 pounds. I have like a third round, maybe a mid-day 2 grade on him. I just kind of want to throw this out there right now. I think there's a good shot if he gets more, if the production is a bit better, that he could sneak into the first round. Because you watch him on tape and there's so much to like. There really, really is. So if people that have him in the top 50, I'm not against it. There just happen to be some other guys that I might like. I like a little bit more. They have a little bit more production to their name. But Keenan, if he ends up being like a top 2, top 3 defensive tackle in this class, it would not shock me. Now, with that being said, former 4-star recruit out of the 2021 recruiting class, he did suffer a MCL injury during his senior year. He ended up redshirting his first year at Alabama. He was just a reserve in 2022, but he got 13 starts in 2023, 12 starts last season, and that's kind of huge because this was a dude that has shown work ethic and discipline, reshaping his body to become a full-time starter. He showed up at Tuscaloosa at 380 pounds. So he shedded 55 pounds to get into a playing shape where he could play a meaningful amount of snaps. So you love that. They may be a concern for some people like, oh, we got to stay on this guy, keep him disciplined. No, he's been a full-time starter the last 2 years. This is a guy that's like, no, I am here for the team, and I'm going to do what I need to do to stay in shape and be an asset for this defense. And I think he's done just that. So for me, that's a big plus, big positive. He's got a thick frame with natural leverage that keeps him balanced, surprising good lateral quicks to give him good pursuit ability in run defense. He survives cut blocks with just a quick and stout lower body. He's incredibly hard to move, has a nose tackle body with plenty of nose tackle reps. Last year, he had 162 snaps in and around the A gap. I love the hand placement and the hand usage. He has a nice club swim move, a great combination of hand counters to sustain leverage and win reps. And the combination of leverage, hand usage, pop, leg drive made for a nice bull rush. It really did. Great tackle, great tackle to miss tackle ratio, like legit run stuffer. Last year, 5.3% missed tackle rate. Very, very good. He can create movement with powerful hands. There is so much to like about him. That's kind of why I had to start with like talking about him. Like, if this dude ends up in the first round, it would not shock me. Now, why that I have him so low? I do think blockers can get into his pads because I don't know if his length is just like average or maybe sub-average. It's something I'm curious about, but defenders can get into this dude's pads. He's not consistently explosive, And he wins reps with persistence and not penetration. He is effectively neutralized by double teams. There's a few instances of him defeating double teams, but I would like to see a little bit more consistency in that regard. I would like to see more production from him in general. And I think we could be talking about a dude that can skyrocket. At least for me, some people are already anticipating it. I'm just not there yet. At number 5, it's Zane Durant out of Penn State. I could hear the comment section already. What? 5? Only at 5? This guy's probably a fringe first rounder. And maybe, let's talk about the guy. He's 6'1", 292 pounds. I currently have a second round grade on him. That's kind of fringe top 50 for me. He's a former 4-star recruit out of the 2022 recruiting class. He began his high school career playing linebacker before moving to the defensive line. He also participated in track and field as a thrower, and he holds the school record for the shot put. He was also a part of the weightlifting team in high school. His father, Marcus, played football at Florida A&M. His sister, Ariel, played basketball for Florida International, and his other sister, Gabrielle, ran track at Central Florida. So, shoot, he's got quite the athletic family. He's coming from a family of athletes. He also has a lot of volunteer work at his hometown in Orlando, so you love to see that. So there's a lot to like about this guy already. Compact build, elite first step, literally bowling ball shot out of a cannon. He is the metaphor. He is quite literally the metaphor. Natural leverage and power at the point of attack, has reps just mowing through offensive interior linemen. He's agile. He's energetic, cleanly beats blockers across their face. Elite lateral ability and change of direction just kind of allows him to make plays from sideline to sideline. He had 27 defensive stops, which again, that's a number. If you're not familiar with its PFF number, basically plays resulting in no gain or a negative play for the offense in the run. So he was very active in that regard. He can flatten the corner as an outside looper on stunts. He holds up very well versus the run, better than you would expect. The core strength is very evident during engagement. He knows how to get skinny between blockers. He can shoot gaps. He's got relentless effort. He knows how to work himself back into the play. But why am I probably lower on him than the general consensus? Well, for one, there's a couple other guys I like a little bit more. Just it is what it is. He's short and light for his frame. It's a threshold that's going to be not every team's cup of tea. So he's going to be a bit of a tougher projection for all defensive schemes. Lacks ideal length. Sometimes he does get a little upright out of his stance. Sometimes he shoots too far into the backfield, creating those cutback lanes and opportunities for ball carriers. Annihilated by double teams. If he can't split them, he's done. He's toast. And golly, can you just finish some of these plays? 20.8% missed tackle rate over the course of his career. I would like to see that get a wee bit better. I really would. But I get why a lot of people like him as a prospect. I like him. He's number 5 on my list, for goodness sake. But there's 4 other guys that are just the bee's knees for me. At number 4, it's Caleb Banks out of Florida. He's 6'5", 329 pounds. And what is that? I believe that's the comment section ripping me apart, ripping me to shreds. But I like Banks a lot. I got him as a top 50 prospect in this class. Some people probably like shoot him out there as a first. And again, I'll get to some of the reasons. I'll probably go over the cons first with him to give people to give me the benefit of the doubt, I suppose. But he was formerly a 3-star recruit in the 2021 recruiting class. Started his career at Louisville, where he redshirted, and then he played in 6 games before deciding to transfer in 2022. Goes to Florida, was an immediate starter, had 11 starts in 2023, and then last year was kind of the breakout season for him, where he had 10 starts. He did miss the bowl game with an injury, but a lot of people thought he might come out. They liked how on fire he was during the end of the season, where it's like, oh man, I think things just started clicking with him. I think he'll continue to be really good. I think now we're going to see a full season of him just being I don't want to say dominant. That's kind of like he's gonna be dominant. I feel like that puts a lot of pressure, but he's a really good player. Why am I lower on him? He's gonna be 25 at some point his rookie season. I think around October or November is his birthday. He's already 24 now. Or no, he's 23 going on 24, and then he will become 25. So he is a older prospect, which that's kind of means something to me. But again, when we talk about older prospects, listen, if you are older, why some people are down on older prospects, a lot of it is around the physical and athletic tools. Typically, if you're an older prospect, your tools are your tools. If you are a younger prospect, there is hope that those tools have a much higher ceiling. It's not necessarily, they're tapped out, so no, they're lower on. Like, if your tools are really good and you're an older prospect, then it's okay. Like, maybe you're going to hit the ground running in the NFL. I just don't think that's the case because I didn't see him. There's a lot he needs to work on when it comes to the run game, right? I guess I should start there. He's a late bloomer. Things got start clicking for him at the end of the 2024 season, but he keeps inconsistent gap integrity. He'll remove himself from gap assignments to push up field. There's a lot of arm tackle attempts. Just he's been an insignificant or inefficient finisher. Last year, his missed tackle rate was 26.1%. That's leaving a lot of potential negative plays for the offense on the field. I don't love that. Sometimes he comes off the ball a bit tall. So trying to consistently establish leverage is going to just be a battle for him, especially late in games when he's a little more tired, where, okay, you've hit your like 40, 45 snap mark and you're feeling it. Can you consistently sink low and get that leverage? Despite the size, he isn't a space eater as a nose tackle. He's not a guy that's going to be a two gapper. So he's not made for every scheme. He just isn't. He's going to be someone you will probably want to just shoot gaps. Like, hey, here's your gap. Get upfield and have at it. Now let's talk about the positive because he is long. He carries his weight exceptionally well. He's 6'5". He's 330 pounds. He looks lighter just because he's so massive, but like just because he's long and the weight's well distributed, and he comes off the snap like closer to like a 290 pounder. That's kind of the insane thing with him. He's very explosive, heavy-handed, has a devastating push-pull move. I like the club rip from him. The hands are relentless. They're violent. He combines that with really good leg drive, some like just strong at the point of attack. Flash the ability to stack and shed. Late in the season, again, was really hot by the end of the year. Gets good leverage despite being tall. Knows how to get skinny between tackles. He has the length to reach and grab ball carriers. Get more consistent at tackling though. Not someone a blocker can just drive off the snap in the run game. You gotta you almost have to let him work himself out of the play rather than trying to move him by yourself. But he plays with a big motor. There's a lot of cases where he works himself back into the play. He plays with good pursuit. Again, a lot to really like about this dude. He's relentless. He's violent. There's a lot to like. But there's just three other prospects I like a little bit more in this class. At number 3 is Darrell Jackson out of Florida State. He's 6'5", 337 pounds. I currently have a top 50 grade on him. He's a former 3-star recruit from the 2021 recruiting class. He played defensive line and tight end in high school. Decided to go to Maryland, where he only saw one start. Decided to transfer, not because of the playing time, but he wanted to be closer to home. He's from Florida, so he transfers to Miami, where he started all 12 games. Was a hot name, re-entered the transfer portal, goes to Florida State, where he's like, okay, well, this looks like a team that can maybe push for a national championship. But because of NCAA transfer rules, he was forced to sit out the regular season, to which they went undefeated, got snubbed out of the college football playoff, And then he got to start, or he at least got to play in the Orange Bowl, where they got mollywopped by Georgia. He ended up starting all 12 games last year, which again, that was kind of a rough year for Florida State, but he's back at it. And golly, there's a lot to really like about him. He has got a massive frame with an exceptional combination of height, weight, and length. The dude looks like Goliath on the field. He made Bruce Feldman's freaks list last season for squatting over 600 pounds and benching over 400 pounds. He's a wrecking ball. Like, his strength is just insane. He can bend grown men to his whim. I know that sounds sus, but if you see him on the field, you get what I'm saying. Very explosive out of his stance. He hits the point of attack with just unmatchable force. Gets good leverage at his height. He can walk a blocker or blockers back into the lap of the quarterback. He's got a nice long arm move. Uses his length to get good arm extension so he can kind of peep in the backfield when it comes to the run game. He's fleet of foot for his size. He's gotten up to 20 miles per hour on the field, which is just nutty at 337 pounds. Used quite a bit on stunts to clear the guard and tackles for loopers. Has a ton of special teams experience to his repertoire. He was very effective. I think he has like the best pass rush win rate among everybody on my watch list. Yeah, 13.9% win rate. And then he was tied with Lee Hunter for the best true pass rush win rate, or tied for second. So very, very, very well equipped pass rusher. 30 pressures, 5 sacks. There's a lot to really, really like here when it comes to Jackson. And I think if everything starts clicking with him, we could see him as a potential first rounder, because the hands aren't always as active. He relies a lot on, okay, I'm going to get in your pads, grab you, and I'm going to bend you to my whim. So he's just trying to win reps with kind of pure strength. And I mean, yeah, you're 6'5", 337 pounds. Have at it. I get it. I understand. His current pass rush plan is just kind of mowed down blockers. So again, I get it. I respect it. He delivers good initial pop, but he does struggle to consistently push the pocket with just power. Does struggle to keep leverage at that height. He can be neutralized by double teams. The tackling technique was more reach and grab. It led to some inconsistency. He had a 21.4% missed tackle rate last year. And safe to say, I don't know if this was part of like Florida State's season kind of just being crap last year, but he definitely ran a little bit hot and a little bit cold at times, but still put up 30 pressures, 5 sacks. That's still very, very impressive. That's the most pressures on my watch list. That's the second most sacks on my watch list, right behind Aaron Graves. So there's a ton to like about Darrell Jackson, especially if he ends up hitting his ceiling. At number 2, it's Christian Miller out of Georgia. He's 6'4", 305 pounds. I do have a top 50 projection on him. That's kind of a fringe first round projection, because this is going to be my Walter Nolan. Walter Nolan, I came into the year last season and was like, okay, he made my top 50. And there was like, hey, there's a lot to like about him, but can he turn his potential into production, which he did. Then he had a relatively strong offseason process, ends up going in the top half of the draft. I believe he was it 16 where the Cardinals, it was like 50, I think it was 16 where the Cardinals took him. But I kind of feel the same way about Miller. He is a former 4-star recruit from the 2022 recruiting class. Redshirted his first year at Georgia. He was basically a reserve in 2023, because I don't know if you know this about the Georgia Bulldogs. Their defensive line be deep, dude, their defense in general is deep as hell. But he did play in all 12 games last year, had 10 starts, had 19 pressures, a sack, did have shoulder surgery in the offseason, but he should be good to go. He's so explosive. He plays with heavy hands, violent hands. He's a very rangy athlete at his size with really good closing speed, just to be able to finish plays behind the line of scrimmage or even towards the sideline, still behind the line of scrimmage. Very sudden, has great movement skills, just get across the face of the blocker. I like the length, quick hands, nice stab to like a arm over or a swim move. So he's shown a little bit of like combos in some of his pass rush moves, or at least his pass rush plan. Not just a gap shooter, he has the play strength and the balance to sit in gaps. He's sound as a run defender, which Georgia, they teach these guys to be run defenders first for the most part. So he's very good at that. He keeps good leverage. He can hold double teams. The motor runs hot. He plays hard every play. He's played everywhere on the defensive line, from zero tech with nose tackle to outside of the shoulder of the tackle. So we're talking like five wide and whatnot, five tech. So he's got some versatility to him in that regard, but he does need, I would say, a breakout season to be considered a top prospect, in my opinion. The pass rush plan, it's coming together, but I do want to see more production from him. He had a 10.7% pass rush win rate this past season. The hand placement can be a bit inconsistent. They can be a bit too wide, and it kind of hurts his ability to kind of stack and shed or disengage. He can be fooled by misdirection in the backfield. There are times where he does find himself out of position because of that. The missed tackle rate, it's better than what I saw in film. I saw him slip off ball carriers. I saw him narrowly miss on dive-in tackles. I felt like I saw more misses than what his 5.9% missed tackle rate tells you. So I'm just throwing that out there. There is only a little bit of special teams experience, but again, that's not the end all be all with defensive line prospects. Again, I think that's more relevant for your back seven players than it is for the defensive line. But there's so much I like about Miller, and this is kind of me putting my flag in Miller, saying, hey, if he has that Walter Nolan type of breakout season, we're talking about this dude in the first round. And then at number 1, it's Peter Woods, of course, out of Clemson. He's 6'3", 315 pounds. I have a top 10 grade on him. He was one of the first guys I threw the blue chip on, and this dude was a former 5-star recruit. So of course, this guy was bred to be a top 5, top 10 pick in the NFL draft, but former 5-star recruit from the 2023 recruiting class. Injury is a little bit of concern for him. He missed 8 games his sophomore season with a leg injury. That kind of comes into play because this past season he missed time with a leg injury and then also a head injury, I think, at the end of the year there. So has missed time with leg injuries dating back to high school. Could be a little concerning. Could also be concerning that he's only played 700 snaps in his collegiate career over the last 2 years. I imagine we're going to see him play a lot more snaps this upcoming season. Because to be fair, he has a ton of special team experience. He has over 200 special team snaps. So it's not like he hasn't played. It's just he kind of gets used in this rotation. And then even last year, he was used a lot kind of as an edge or defensive end type for Clemson's front, which is felt a little wonky. But he was a dude that was a freshman All-American. Last season was a pretty strong year for him as well. He had the highest true pass rush win rate. He had the second highest pass rush win rate in my watch list. He's just rare fluidity and explosiveness for a guy his size. Not surprised. He was playing off the edge for Clemson. He's light on his feet. He moves very well laterally to get across different gaps. Quick hands and feet. Just that ability to cross the face of the defender. The hands are heavy. They're violent. He controls the point of attack. He can cave in the blocker's chest just with his initial punch. Looks like a freight train when penetrating gaps. I love the leg drive. The lower body strength is phenomenal. He's able to anchor well versus the run. He is a tank. He's just a tank. And speaking of tank, his motor is always full. He plays with the same hustle and aggression from snap 1 to I would say snap 40, but again, get this guy more snaps. What are we doing here? Played all over the defensive alignment for the Tigers, from nose tackle to even Y9, which is kind of the crazy part. Voted a team captain last year. And outside of like, okay, leg injury, is that a reoccurring thing with him? I don't know. Medicals might be important for him. Hasn't again, this season's kind of solidified because he's only played, I think, just under 700 snaps over his career. The arm length, I'm kind of curious to see what it is. There were times where he struggled to disengage once blockers got into his pads. Does need to clean up the missed tackles, but it's not a terrible rate. Last year was 16.7%, but another guy that I felt like had a few more misses than what the analytics initially tell you, but there were just like some spots where he was just out of range, which could be just maybe spotty length. Like, okay, maybe it is mediocre length. But it's kind of wild because no missed tackle was the same with him. He missed in a variety of different ways. Either he came in too hot and slipped off the ball carrier because he went too high, or he missed a dive-in tackle at the opponent's ankles, or maybe he just missed an arm tackle. He missed a variety of different ways. So just general cleaning up the tackling technique, I think, goes a long way for him. But he is definitely one of the most productive pass rushers in this class and should be an easy number one for everybody. Well, let's go over some of my honorable mentions, and I got to start with the Godfather himself, Adante Corleone. I believe he's going to be probably one of the biggest names in the comment section about where was he on your top 10. And I'm just going to tell y'all, go check out the honorable mentions section. For me, he's got a couple of things working against him. He will be an older prospect when he gets drafted. He'll be 24 at the beginning of his rookie year. And then medicals are going to be really important for him just because of the blood clots in the lungs. It only resulted in him missing one game last year. He ends up starting the other 11, made first team all Big 12. But it's still something you're going to kind of want to hope to get a clean bill of health for. I think that's going to be very important to his draft status. On top of that, like he's kind of a freak. Bull and ball build, moves really well, shows a lot of power. He made Bruce Feldman's freaks list in 2023, 2024. And he'll probably make it in 2025. But I did think he fell off. That's not right. He took a step back as a run defender last year, and maybe because of a lack of length, he kind of struggled to disengage consistently. But I think he's a very good prospect. Again, just missed my list. I think Grayson Holton out of Oklahoma is going to be another hot name. It's kind of hard for me to get behind these interior players that are sub 290. He's at 6'2", 284. Very good pass rusher. He had 29 pressures, 4 sacks, pass rush win rate of 11.3%. But the lack of size showed up in the run game. I don't know if he's going to be someone that can consistently stay on the field for early downs. My dark horse here is Albert Regis out of Texas A&M. I legitimately, because I think the floor is so high with him, he's already probably one of the best run defenders in this class. He's muscled up at 6'2", 315 pounds, plays with natural leverage, just wreaks havoc in the backfield as a run defender. Like I'm just saying, he might be the best run defender in this class. Can he put it together though as a pass rusher? He had some of the worst win rates in this class, 2.4% pass rush win rate, really bad. 10 pressures, one sack. However, I felt like the ability to be a very effective pass rusher is there. It really is. If he can pop off and improve in that regard, I think you can see him take a massive leap. I really believe that. But he's got a very safe floor just with what he can do as a run defender. Some other people might bring up like DeMonte Capehart out of Clemson. He's just not my cup of tea. He's older. I think he's a one-trick pony. He's got really good strength. He's built like an oak tree. He's strong. He's long. But he's never played over 300 snaps. He's been a backup for a large part of his career. To me, he's just kind of a tough sell. Bear Alexander, he goes from USC to Oregon. Someone who could also have a big jump up. I think I had him as a 4th round prospect prior to the season last year. He ends up playing the first 4 games and then decides to transfer, red shirts and transfers. So it's going to be kind of key that he has a big year at Oregon, because there's a lot of good traits when it comes to Bear Alexander. Jackie Marshall out of Baylor is kind of a hot name I've seen a lot of people really like. Again, we're talking about 6'3", 290. He looks like he lacks size on the field. I mean, there's room to add mass, and I think he came in as an off-ball linebacker as a recruit, so he's put on the weight as time has gone. But oh man, I really felt like the pass rush, like his hands could be more active during engagement. Secondary moves aren't very effective. There's a lot of cleanup production, like cleanup sacks. Because what he had, well, I mean, he only had 3 sacks last year, but he had 28 pressures. I felt like he did a good job cleaning up plays. He just didn't create initial pressure a lot. He is inconsistent with his gap integrity, but I mean, he's quick, he's nimble, effective on stunts, good first step. There's stuff to like there, but I just not that high on my list. Keanu, oh golly, I'm gonna butcher his last name. Tanuvasa, formerly of Utah, now at BYU. He's going to be an older prospect. I don't have an exact age on him, but he's from the 2019 recruiting class, took a mission trip for 2 years, then he redshirted in 2021. So he's going to be an older prospect. But golly, this dude flashed. I do want to see more consistency in the pass rush. Just, I guess, production. But dude's a very good athlete at his size. His hands are heavy at the point of attack. He can bully at that point of attack. He can stack, peek, and then shed very easily. He moves you, you don't move him. That's just how it works with him. He's got some strength and physicality, but he's got more twitch to him than I expected going in, because I heard Dane Brugler liked him, or at least Dane Brugler mentioned him. I don't think there was enough there for me to like him as a day 2 pick, but he's someone definitely to keep an eye on. If I had to throw one more name out there for you guys, because I've already mentioned a ton, let's go with Brandon Cleveland out of NC State. He's 6'4", 300 pounds. Last season, 19 pressures, 1 sack. The win rate wasn't like crazy, but when we were talking, the win rate was good on true pass sets, so anything not influenced by the run game. Because he was largely a run, like play the run contain first, and then go get after the passer. Because I think if they let him loose a little bit more, and they used him on a lot of stunts, he moves really well. And at 6'4", 300 pounds, he played 344 snaps in the A gap, or in and around the A gap. So no, like 0 tech or 1 tech. Feels kind of out of position because it's not like he's overly powerful or he's overly explosive, but I think he's quick and he's smooth and might play better more around B gap, 3 tech. So maybe playing a bit out of position, maybe not. It's not like he's bad at nose tackle, because he's not. He's generally relatively really stout, but I don't feel like he gets a lot of movement. Like, he's, again, not going to overwhelm you with power and strength, but he was someone that I saw the size, and then I saw, oh, he played a lot in the A gap. Turn on the film, and I was like, okay, I wasn't expecting him to be quick. I was expecting maybe just to be stout and powerful. So it kind of like subverted my expectations. But shoot, man, that's so many names. Let me know a name that maybe I didn't talk about in the comments section below. Who do you have your eye on? Who are some of your favorite prospects from this defensive interior class? I will be moving on to edge. I'm currently going through it right now. I tried to do defensive line and edge just all in one big go. So if they were on the same team, I would just watch those guys on the same team, and I've kind of eliminated all those guys now. Now I'm going to like single watches. But yeah, edge should be out in, let's call it a week or so. But go ahead, leave a thumbs up, become a bro and subscribe. And as always, until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.